Okay, I'm doing again a playthrough of Memoir 44, but this time I made an AI. Um, it's well, it originates from experimenting with existing solo variants, of which the least crappy was a best of 3 draw of command cards, but you had to rotate as if the opponent drew it. You can see that in my previous playthroughs. None gave me the idea of playing against a person. Also, choosing the best of 3, always you're not taking into consideration the AI hand size. That is significant. The idea is to have an opponent that is perceived as someone with a consistent vision, instead of random shit happening, which feels just like random shit happening to your forces. With total randomness, any gameplay is meaningless. Below, AI recipe is greedy and instinctive, and if left alone, it will concentrate its forces, so at least it has some personality. The AI personality should win and on its own if a human player does nothing. I developed the AI with that in mind. That should give you more immersion because you can partly predict the AI reaction. Your superior strategic skills should make it an easy victory. May the luck of the draw be with you. Solo campaign play. Try to win each scenario in order during a campaign. When you lose, write down the amount of scenarios you won and a date. Then restart the campaign, but this time switch sides and continue until you lose. As you get better, you should be able to beat the AI consistently. Denote A for allies, X for axis, forces you command. When you lose a scenario, you can also note the amount of rounds by counting how many full stacks the AI has, well, times the amount of bag refills at least. Make sure to read up on the rules summary below after not having played for a while. The rule summary is the things that I missed during my playthroughs. Construction. On thick paper, write down numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8 and 10 and until 18. Skip the 6 and the 9. Once on same sized this is by the way, this is not .++, that's a free program for Windows, and as well as, yeah, I think it's only for Windows, maybe for Linux as well. Okay, have a drawstring deck empty at first. Scenario setup. 1. Shuffle the command cards thoroughly and use the table without the map yet set up. That's what I already did with some text box design. Place the map board so that your units are closest to you. For the Pegasus Bridge, here, you have to get 4 medals, and you set up the board, as you can see, with the allied forces. I think it's most natural for most people to play with allies first. Let's see if I can find it again. Yeah. Use the table without the map yet set up. Place the map board so that your units are closest to you after you have set up the terrain and units as indicated. Place the numbered paper squares next to each enemy unit on the hex so that you can see the number. So for example, this is unit 1, this is unit 2, there is some other units, unit 5, and here are units 3 and 4. And there's also another unit somewhere there. Okay. No, it doesn't want to focus. Yeah, wants to focus. Place the numbered squares on the hex so you can see the numbers. Suggested order is left to right, and how you read the book, and chip 1 first, then 2, etc. So it's not chip, but strip. It's the strip of papers. That way you should save you wasting the time in finding the number on the map. The draw from the back mentioned. Will mention. Put the corresponding round chips in the bag. That's the bag that I put on the left, but you will see in a moment. The scenario says how many command cards the AI has, and draw those face down in a row. And that's for this scenario, for the first turn, 2 command cards. On the AI turn, you draw a back chip and place it on the leftmost AI command card without chip and resolve. That doesn't have a chip yet, and resolve it. After the command cards have a chip, after all command cards have a chip, remove the chips off the side on a stack, and your turn starts. Human turn starts. Okay. On the AI's turn. At the AI turn, start draw a chip from the bag for every empty command card it has, and place its chip face up. Draw from the bag without the placing, and when the head is empty, refill it with all used chips that still have units on the map. This determines which units will move in which order, and which will then attack in that order. Perform the AI move phase steps for each chip. After done, rotate its chip to show it was done. After you rotated the last chip, perform the AI attack phase for each in order. After you have done each, after you are done, put each chip on a stack to the side next to the command cards to give them an idea what round the game is in. For your first game, as a tutorial for learning the below recipe, consider it to always draw 1 chip from the back, not using command cards at all. Now the AI move phase, this is the interesting part. So depending on what your unit is, it's artillery, tanks, or infantry. For artillery, this part. For tanks, same as infantry, mostly. For infantry, you start with consider any VP tokens that benefit the AI. Does the unit have a clear and safe path to an enemy VP token? Clear is all hexes without units on them. Barbed wire, sandbags, bunkers, etc. are okay. Safe is no adjacent enemy units next to any such hex. Tokens, that means not near death units. if you are attacking a near-death unit, then it will also give a VP, and here it is just the VP tokens. Yeah. Okay, so second point, no way to reach an AI VP token. So next, consider any VP tokens that benefit a human, and determine the shortest path, clear path from the human units to the VP token, and move to intercept. And here is the preferences that it does. If step 3 is no VP tokens in danger or no VP can be reached, consider enemy units that your units, so human units that your AI units have a line of sight to. Ignore target units across a river that you can't target. Ignore units partly behind a forest. That are on hexes partly behind a forest. Infantry use 1 movement unless elite. Keep 1 attack action in any case. Armor is use 1 to 3 movement. Target human artillery. Target most damage unit, etc. Step 4 is, okay, so if there are no enemies in direct range, consider hexes that bring you nearer to enemy units that you have a line of sight to. In case of ties, move to the hex with best defense, etc. Then step 5, okay, so if there are no enemies to target or to reach eventually, consider enemy VP tokens. If there is a path to the enemy VP, move toward that VP. In case of ties, prefer the hex that cannot be attacked, etc. So at least this way all the units eventually will go to the VP and tokens. So if there is no VP to reach, no enemy to reach, if the unit has no adjacent ally units, then consider hexes toward nearest ally or towards any ally unit with most range.